Excuse me. Greinke was vintage Greinke. He really threw well. Threw all his pitches for strikes, changed speeds, which is easier to take when you're beating other pitchers. But we're not scoring enough runs. Obviously, that's what it boils down to. We need more offense. I've been saying it all year. These guys have to turn it around. Eichhoff, he pitched relatively well. He made some bad pitches. Last 2 days we've given up some home runs with the pitcher 1-2, 0-2, 2-2, when the pitcher's ahead, and we're making mistakes out over the plate. So we gotta work on that, get that corrected. But the whole texture of the game changes if we have more offense and we can threaten a little bit more, and we're just not doing that.
Eichhoff was maybe throwing a little bit more inside to start the game more than you guys had been.
He threw inside. He pitched well. You look at it. Like I said, if he pitched well enough in normal circumstances with a better hitting team to keep us in the game and give us a chance. We just couldn't. We couldn't solve Greinke, and understandably so. His changeup is devastating, and he throws all his secondary pitches for strikes at any time of the count, and that's what we're looking for our guys to do, and eventually they'll get there.
I don't know if you could tell from the dugout, but did you feel like he was still attacking guys like he was earlier in the game when he was giving up the home runs?
Eichhoff? Yeah. It looked to me like that. In that last inning, I took him out because I felt like he lost command. I didn't trust his command that last inning. He could have gotten out of it, but I chose not to leave him in there going on 100 pitches. But when you look at it, he came out of the game. Bailey bailed him out, did a nice job, went right after the hitter. I hate bringing a guy in with bases loaded, but I felt like I had to. And all said and done, after 6 innings, they only had 3 runs. So, like I said, we need to swing the sticks.
Correct that the 2-strike thing, though. I mean, and I hate to harp on the pitching, but I mean, is it just not throwing hittable pitches in that situation?
Well, everybody complains about giving up 0-2 hits, and a lot of teams I've been on, they fine pitchers for giving up 0-2 hits, but that isn't necessarily the best way to go, because then you see guys spiking their sliders in the dirt and trying to come up and in, and now it's 2-2, and you go to 3-2 because you're not making that pitch. It boils down to being able to command your slider, or your breaking ball, or a secondary pitch, or a fastball up and in, or a slider down and away. You have to command that pitch. And if you leave it out over the plate, you get burnt.
Would you rather see up and in fastballs there, because maybe they're a little bit easier to command?
Well, sometimes they are, Jimmy, but sometimes they're not. It depends on who the pitcher is. I mean, that's a hard pitch to throw for a strike. With an 0-2 count, you don't necessarily want to throw a strike. You want you want it up and in or off the plate. So 0-2 is not a bad situation. For example, when Lamb hit that home run, the previous pitch of the home run was a fastball up in the zone, and he chased it and had no chance at it. Then we threw him a slider down and in, and he hit the home run. I would have preferred to see another fastball up in the zone that you read bats and you see what the hitter's doing, what he's willing to chase, where he's going to expand the zone and where he's not. And that's an example.
You tried a team meeting. You juggled the lineup today. I mean, are you kind of feeling like you're running out of tricks that you can use here to shake people up?
Yeah, I got a few tricks left in my bag, but like you said, I'm running out, Kevin. We just have to keep working hard. We can't give up. We've got to just bear down and go after it. There's too many games left to panic or to get concerned. Nobody likes being in this position more than I. But all we can do is continue to teach, continue to work, and keep the guys positive. That's the only legitimate way out of this.
How less imposing is the lineup when you take away Franco, the way he's struggled the last week or so?
Well, we sure need his bat. We need him to be the way he's capable of being, and for some reason he just got out of sync. He's just not he's not giving us disciplined professional at-bats right now. And partially that's because I think he's over anxious. He feels like he needs to do too much. For whatever the reason is, we got to get him back on track. Use the middle of the field, use right field, and cut his swing down a little bit. And we've talked to him at length about that, and it's tough for him to do right now.
Is it more? You've been sort of asked this several times, but is it more difficult to handle a staff of young starters when the hitting is the way it is when the atmosphere is the way it is?
Yeah, you know, I've been asked before, do you think the lack of hitting has affected the pitching? And I've always said I don't think so. I haven't seen it, but actually that might be the case. You know, these guys, you know, they don't have that solid number one type starter to really carry them and emulate. So I think they're all kind of in their own way trying to figure it out without anybody to look up to. Likewise, the hitting, and it's tough for the young guys.
You got another rookie tomorrow in Eflin. Like, what do you try to say to him, or what do you want him to focus on? And
Well, the same thing I told him before. You have to command your pitches. You make your pitches, you're gonna be successful. If you make mistakes, you're gonna get hit. So he was making his pitches down in the minor leagues, and if he just can continue to do that and not make mistakes, he's going to be he's got a good chance to be successful. I think he needs to pitch inside, use both sides of the plate, and change speeds. That's exactly what you watch Greinke. You know, he gave a clinic on pitching. Changed speeds, kept everybody off balance. Outstanding changeup, good breaking stuff.
What was the thinking on Howard on Greinke? Just getting him in there, or just like
He had some numbers off of Greinke, and I need to play him to keep him sharp. And with he's hit a couple or three home runs off of Greinke in the past, and that was my thinking.
What, if anything, did you communicate to Franco when you moved him down in the order?
I didn't communicate. I think he knows why he's moving down the order.